Hello guys, welcome back to this channel and thanks for viewing this video. So let's continue our discussions on layout managers, and today we are going to talk about the Flow Layout Manager. So we already know that Flow Layout is a default layout manager for JPanel components. And so what it does is that it simply lays out components in a single row, starting a new row if its container is not sufficiently wide. So that's basically what the Flow Layout Manager does, okay? And it's a default layout manager for panel components. If you want to set a flow layout to a particular container, you have to simply write the name of the container and then set layout, new flow layout, like this. So now you have set flow layout to our frame. Let me show you how this will work. So I'm going to add some label and button. So I will first say JLabel, label 1, new JLabel, and JLabel, label 2. Oh, I need to remove the space here. Is new JLabel. And I can set the text to my labels. I will say label 1, label 2. I can also add buttons. So I'll say J button, btn1, new J button. So I will set the text to button 1. I will say J button, btn2, new J button. And I will set the text to button 2. Let me add some space here. So what I will do, I will add these components to the frame. So I'll say frame, add label 1. I will simply copy this, paste. So after label 1, I will say btn1. Down here, I'll say label 2, and down here, I'll say btn2. Now see what will happen when we run. So we are having our label 1, button 1, label 2, button 2. And as I was saying, with Flow Layout Manager, it lays out components in a single row, starting a new row if its container is not sufficiently wide. So let's see, for example, if I reduce the size of my frame to 200 and then the height to 200 as well. Let's see what will happen here. So as you can see, because the size of the frame container was not sufficiently wide, the next component has been added to the next row. So that's what I was trying to say. You see, when I increase the size of my frame, now every component is showing on a single row. When I decrease it, you can see that my components are showing on different rows. So that's it. Let me set to the previous frame size. That's actually how you can add a component to your frame, how you can set the layout, the flow layout to a particular container. The flow layout can also have or can also take different arguments. For example, it can take some flow layout constants that would determine how your components will be aligned on the container. So let's say, for example, here we have set the flow layout, and inside its constructor, I'm going to add some constants. So I'll say flow layout dot leading. Okay, with these constants, let's see what will happen when you run. Yeah, now you can see that your components are aligned at the top, but it's starting from the left. So I can have a different constant here. I can say center. If you say center, for example, you can see that your components are going to have a different alignment. So center is the default alignment of your components. That's it. So remember, the flow layout at center, defines the default alignment of your components. I can also say trailing here, and you will see that now my components are showing still at the top, but it's starting from the right. Okay. So instead of saying trailing, you can also say left, for example, and you will see what will happen. Now it's starting from the left. You can even say right here, it will then start from the right. All right. So apart from these constants that are determining the alignment of your components in the container, you can also set or specify some horizontal and vertical gap between your components. You can do that by adding more parameters in your flow layout constructor. So the first one is going to be for determining the horizontal gap, and then the next one is going to be for determining the vertical gap. So now we are having the flow layout constant and then 25, 25 here for the horizontal and vertical gap. Now let me run and see what happens. Now you can see that we're having the horizontal gap added and then the vertical gap between our components. All right, so that's actually how you can play around flow layout on your container. So let's take another example where I'm going to show you how the flow layout works in a panel object. So what we're going to do, we will remove all this. These parameters are going to be removed, and let's create a panel. So we will say jpanel, panel, new jpanel. Let's set the background color of this panel. So background color. The next thing we can set would be the preferred size. So we say set preferred size, new dimension, 200, 200. Okay, and then what can we do? We can add this panel to our frame. So frame that add panel. Now let us comment all of this and let's run. Now you can see we are only having our panel on the frame. Let me increase the size of the panel, 400 and 400 here. All right, so that's our panel. I can even say 600 for the height of the panel. Let me see. All right, so that's it. 600 for the width as well. All right. So you can also notice that the panel is showing, at the middle here because our frame is having the flow layout as its layout manager. All right. And we already know that the panel uses the flow layout as its default layout manager. But just for this example, if you want to set flow layout as the layout manager of your panel, all you have to write is panel, and that's the name of the panel, set layout and new flow layout like this. That's what you have to do. All right. So if you want to actually add all these elements, the labels here, you want to add them to your panel, you can also do that by simply saying panel.add, and then you can simply put the names of your components you want to add. Copy, paste. So here now will be btn1, the next one will be label 2, and down here will be btn2. So now when you run, your components will now be placed on the panel, okay? So you can also set the gap. So what you can do, let's say that you want to determine the alignment of your components. For example, you say flow layout that left, and then you want to set the gaps 25, 25. Now when you run, okay, this is how your components are shown. Let's see if we reduce the size of the panel, how will this show? Now this is how it is showing. Let's say we want to increase the size of the button. For example, we say BT1 that set preferred size, so new dimension, and then we say 250. What will happen when we run? Now that's the size of the button. We can say that this BTN1 set flexible to false. Let me run. Okay. Let's say that we want to do the very same thing for button 2 as well. So we simply copy and paste and then change here, button 2, and run. All right, so that's how button 2 is showing. We want to set the preferred size for the label as well. So we will say label 1 that set preferred size, new dimension, 100, 100. What will happen here? Now you can see what has happened. What if we say 50 here and run that? So we will do the very same. Now let's add some more properties. So we will say label 1, we want to change its font style. So we say set font, so new font. And in here, we will say console as font that I'll say bold, and then 18 as the font size. It set the color, or maybe for now, we will leave the color to black like this. Let me run. I have to reduce the font to 12, and let's run. What if I say 14 here? So I will do the very same thing for label 2. Let's say label 2, let's run. Okay, so we can increase the size of the label. That will be, let's try 70 and then run. All right, so now you can see how this is showing. Okay, so I'm going to reduce the height of the panel. So let me come down here and say panel, the height must be 200 pixels. That's not okay. 250. Let me say 300, maybe that would be okay. All right. But I can also play around the frame, you know, the layout manager of the frame. I can say 25, 0, and I need to say flow layout center like this, and then run. What if I say 25? So 100. So now this is how my panel is looking like on the frame and all of that. All right, so that was it on the flow layout, how you can just play around flow layout if you want to set it on your frame or on your panel and then add some GUI components on the container and then increase their size, put some gaps, horizontal, vertical gaps, and you know, and all the various attributes and properties that you can just manipulate with the classes that we've already seen in the other videos as well. So that was it for this video, and I hope it was informative. Please don't forget to like, to share, to comment if you have any question and suggestion. And don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel for more videos like this one. Let's meet in the next one.